Okay, let's dive into this deeply personal and, frankly, endlessly fascinating explainer on a very specific Vedic astrology placement Rahu in the fourth house. We're looking at what happens when that shadow planet of desire and illusion just camps out in the sector of your chart that rules home, roots, and emotional security. As we're going to see, it creates this incredibly powerful dynamic that we're calling the restless pursuit of belonging. So, whether you've got this placement yourself or you're just trying to figure out the complex astrological forces driving human behavior, you are definitely in the right place.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Are you trying to relocate your life or relocate your peace? Take a second to really think about that. I mean, how often have you caught yourself thinking, if I just move to a new city, or if I buy that amazing new house, I'll finally feel settled? Well, that's the exact philosophical hook framing this entire journey of Rahu in the fourth house. We're going to break down the insights surrounding this placement to understand exactly why that feeling of peace can feel so slippery and why our gut instinct is so often to just pack up all our boxes and look for it somewhere else.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 1, the restless home, looking at the physical manifestations.
So with this placement, there's often this super distinct feeling of being restless at home, even when, on paper, everything is totally fine. Your house could be gorgeous, the neighborhood is perfectly safe, but internally, there's just this constant buzzing hum of dissatisfaction. It's literally the astrological equivalent of scrolling through international real estate listings at 2 in the morning. People with this placement frequently experience relocations, or they end up in really unusual living situations. And what's wild is they often feel this intense magnetic pull to foreign cultures or lives completely removed from where they were born. For them, the unfamiliar actually feels way more like home than their hometown ever did.
Which brings us to Section 2, Cravings for Comfort, and how Rahu amplifies our material desires.
Now, what's really interesting here is how Rahu acts like a giant magnifying glass. Since the fourth house rules over property, land, and vehicles, Rahu heavily amplifies your material cravings in those exact areas. We're not just talking about wanting a solid roof over your head. It's a profound, burning desire for luxury homes, premium neighborhoods, high-end cars, the whole shebang. And that attraction is so intense because it's driven by this deeply subconscious belief that if you can just acquire these premium layers of comfort, it'll finally quiet down all that internal restlessness.
Let's peel back the layers a bit more and look at Section 3, complex family ties and the karmic undercurrents at play here.
Because we're dealing with the fourth house, the mother figure officially becomes a major karmic battleground in your life. We are talking about a maternal relationship that almost never fits the traditional mold. It might be highly unusual, maybe emotionally distant, or honestly, it could be overwhelmingly enmeshed. But whatever the specific flavor of that dynamic is, the relationship carries this incredibly heavy, undeniable weight. It profoundly shapes your emotional foundation from day one and dictates exactly how you go about seeking comfort out in the real world.
And expanding on that maternal connection, your entire family structure is usually impacted by this. The dynamics inside your home growing up might have felt incredibly unconventional. You might literally look around the dinner table and just feel totally different from your family members, or completely disconnected from the way you were brought up. It's a really difficult truth to swallow, feeling like a bit of an alien in your own childhood home. But honestly, it perfectly explains why folks with displacement are so incredibly driven to leave their birthplace and create a brand new definition of family and home for themselves, somewhere completely new.
That builds a lot of tension, which leads us right into Section 4, the illusion of stability, and the core paradox of this placement.
Just look at the stark contrast between these two realities. Externally, you are probably a master projecting absolute stability. Everyone else looks at you and sees comfort, success, and those beautiful homes or vehicles we were just talking about. But privately, you are feeling totally unsettled, like you're standing right in the eye of a hurricane. That restless energy is just always humming in the background. So the crucial point is that projecting this flawlessly stable image to society absolutely does not automatically engineer your emotional contentment. The mask you wear on the outside is completely at odds with how you actually feel on the inside.
And this brings us to our final and most important point in Section 5, the search for belonging and the ultimate spiritual lesson.
Everything we've covered today, the frequent moves, the craving for all that luxury, the complex family ties, the illusion of stability, it all funnels down into this single profound truth. Your lifelong search for belonging isn't just some random quirk of your personality. It is a major overarching life lesson mapped right out in your astrological chart. The deeper journey of Rahu in the fourth house is slowly, and yeah, sometimes painfully, learning that true peace truly comes from within. It absolutely positively cannot be found by simply changing your zip code.
And this brilliantly illustrates a beautiful insight pulled directly from our source material. The more you search for the perfect home, the more you realize the real issue is finding a home within yourself.
This is the ultimate paradox that unlocks this entire explainer. The idea of a geographical cure, it's a total myth. The perfect city or that dream foreign country is never going to quiet Rahu's desires until you do the spiritual groundwork internally. You have to build that sanctuary inside your own mind and heart first.
So I want to leave you with this final, deeply provocative thought based on everything we've unpacked today. If true peace fundamentally comes from within, I really have to ask, is your next relocation actually a search for a new house, or is it an escape from yourself? It's a really tough question, I know, but unpacking it might just be the absolute key to finally feeling like you belong. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this gave you the clarity and structure you need to navigate this incredibly powerful dynamic.